Hello, it's Thursday. What? You expecting someone else?
Hi everyone! You might recognise that interloper over there as Leigh from Skein Spider. Well, Leigh and I are teaming up to compete in a series of challenges over the next 4 weeks.
Woohoo, we're very excited if you couldn't tell.
It was the finger guns that got me.
This is episode 1. If you want to check out episode 2, you'll have to head on over to my channel, Skein Spider, where it will be released tomorrow.
Okay, so are you ready to hear what we have planned for challenge 1?
Lay it on me. What do we got planned?
We are going to kick things off with a Franken pattern relay. So, not a new challenge, but let's just go over the rules again really quick.
Are you telling me there's some people out there who haven't heard of Franken patterns before?
Shame on them.
Shame. Shame.
Okay, so we're going to alternate designing pieces. We're going to design 3 pieces each for 6 in total. You can make multiples of any pieces, and you have to assemble 1 creature or project from the pieces you've made. And I'm going to go first.
A classic Franken pattern.
All right. So there's always a little bit of pressure with going first. I'm not sure I've ever gone first with one of our Franken patterns before, but I think I'm up to the challenge. So I think I'm just going to get us started off with just a nice stable base that we can use to attach other pieces to. And I want to be careful not to make it too large as well. It's kind of an unspoken agreement between Leigh and myself that we'll keep our pieces at reasonable sizes. So here's hoping I can stick to that. Because goodness knows I'm prone to the occasional megapodding. So that's 18 around there. We have to go up to 24. Like, 18 is just not big enough. I know we're keeping it small, but it's just not quite big enough. Right. So that is 24. As I mentioned, it's a reasonably small size, but it gives us something to work with. I should really be writing this down. Hold on. There, we wrote it down. Alright, there we go. So I think I've come up with a piece here that has some decent flexibility to it. Alright, so now all I have to do is send them off to Leigh and wait for piece 2 to arrive.
You know, I'm excited to be kicking off our Crafternoon Clash series with a Franken pattern. ComplicatedKnots has crocheted the first piece, which I am now going to make for myself. I think that's a good shape to get us started with. I am now going to crochet piece number 2. Historically, I've tried to match my piece to the piece before it, but I'm not going to do that in this situation just because I have found that there's really not much point. I don't know what this is going to be yet, and trying to crochet something to match what it is difficult when you don't know what it is. So we're just making stuff up here. I'm just going to crochet a piece and then we can figure out the rest later. And we are done. Piece number 2 complete. That was short and sweet. This one's only small. Depending on what pieces we get in the future, I might make something a little bit larger, but for now I don't think I need to go any bigger than that. It kind of looks like a bow. But will it actually end up being a bow? Stick around to find out.
Okay, so I have received piece number 2 from Leigh, and we're just going to whip one of those up real fast. All right, so that has given us this kind of little peanut-shaped, I'm going to refer to it as an earpiece for now. Cute. I'm getting like a little elephant type of vibe from it. So that's good because my plan here, it's now my turn to make piece number 3. My plan here was to try and make something to scale with the other Franks that we've done so far. You can kind of see some of the others that we've made previously. So I've got my little like lizard thing there. And I have, oh, there's my caterpillar. And there was like a little round spider mite thing, but I cannot easily spot it amongst the fray. So this challenge isn't beyond us. It would just be really cool, I think, if I could somehow make today's match up with like the aesthetic of the ones we've already got. But also kind of neglected the mammals, you know what I mean? So I'm going to try and make something that sort of hits mammal notes. So maybe I provide us with some leg pieces. But they have to be a versatile leg piece. That can be other things as well, because I'm not trying to disrupt what Leigh is trying to design either. So I'm thinking just like a little paddle, not even this big, something like that. And I feel like if I make it at the right scale, it could work as like a pair of wings, a pair of ears, or a pair of feet. My intention right now is feet, but let's just see if I can make them. Okay, so I think that's pretty close. Don't get me wrong, it's not quite as pronounced of a foot, but I think that will make an excellent next piece. So I'll send this off to Leigh now.
So CK has completed and sent me Franken pattern number 3, which I will now need to crochet. I was going to say something else there, but I don't really need to add anything. That sums up the situation nicely. I just need to crochet it. I've just crocheted 80% of this piece before I realised I hadn't actually pressed record on my camera. It's our first challenge and already things are going wrong. And here we have it, piece number 3. The shaping actually reminds me of a flower. I can't recall what that flower is called right now, but I think it might be carnivorous, or perhaps it's not even a real flower at all. It might be from a game or something. That's equally likely. But now that I have crocheted that, I will need to now make up piece number 4. I went with this shape because now that we already made three separate pieces, I'm kind of getting a better idea, or at least developing a vague concept of what this could potentially be. And I present to all of you piece number 4. So I made this piece to lean into that idea that I'm thinking of. I'm not going to say what it is just because we have 2 more pieces to design after this, and my idea could get completely obliterated and end up being something completely different. So I'm gonna keep that under wraps for now. But for the moment, I have an idea in mind.
Alrighty, I've received piece 4. I'm just gonna whip that up real quick. Oh, I only need those when I'm at the computer. Let's see what Leigh's cooked up for us. It just looks like this. So that is a perfect kind of little foot, or possible like ear. I think that could work for a number of different things. So honestly, we're 4 pieces deep into this challenge, and it's all just going. Is it just me, or does it all just feel like a little bit too easy? That's all right. I have an idea to fix that.
Hello?
Hello. I hear you have something for me.
Yes. So, how's your Frank going?
Pretty good. I think we've gotten through this one nice and quick this time.
So
that was an evil cackle. Should I be concerned?
Well, I feel like this whole thing's just going too smoothly. You know, like this is meant to be a challenge series.
Yeah.
So
and we're like old hats at this now. We know what we're doing.
All right. So I have a wheel. I would like us to spin the wheel, and I would like us to suffer the consequences of spinning the wheel. How do you feel about that?
It sounds like a lovely wheel.
Okay,
right,
well,
let's do it. I'm game. Let's go.
All right. Alrighty, so I have the wheel in front of us here. In the interest of sportsmanship, I'm going to spin the wheel first. So.
Okay.
It's spinning.
I'm tense with anticipation because I
too.
can't see what's happening.
No. Oh, thank goodness.
What did you get?
Okay, so
sounds like a fun one.
Yeah, that was so close to being the ultimate torture playlist.
Oh.
I got use only scrap yarn. So I'll have to look up specifically.
I mean, that's not as far as penalties go. That's not bad.
Yeah,
I think that one's a decent one.
I think that one's pretty good, honestly.
What am I going to get though? I'm probably going to get the hardest one on the board.
Okay, you ready?
Not really, but we're doing it, so let's spin. I'll keep my eyes closed, but I can't see anyway, so. Oh no, what is it? What
You
is
got
it?
4 legs.
Okay.
Or 4 times
I mean,
legs.
considering what it could have been, I'm happy with that.
Okay.
Because it could have been a lot worse.
Right, so we've got our new little challenge. That's all I wanted to talk about. So
Yep.
I'll see you later. Bye.
Okay, we've spun the wheel. So I'm really glad I didn't get the Ultimate Torture playlist. But scrap yarn. Does something like this count as a scrap? Because this is about as close as I get to like scraps. Maybe I limit myself to like the bag, because otherwise all of my yarn just sort of looks like this. So I guess we just have to pick colours from the scrap bag, and that's okay. I'm going to try and stick with greens just so that I'm getting the right idea from everything. Oh, we've got a little bit of like mint. This is working out better than I thought it would. So this is just my extra little wheel challenge. It's not really very hard, is it? So I need to design piece number 5, and looking at the pieces we have here, I've abandoned the notion of a mammal entirely. I'm gonna level with you. And I'm thinking kind of froggish. I feel like we've got a piece that I can use to make a mouth. I feel like we have a piece that I can use to make like eyes or front legs. Oh yeah. Cutest little froggy in all the lands. So I have one chance now to make a final piece for this. And I just need to be careful to make sure that I get what I want, because there's still one more piece from Leigh that could throw an absolute spanner into the works. I know just the piece that we need to make. It needs to be, I need to really sell the frog concept without locking Leigh in too badly, but I think I need to make a foot. Just a little flat, flippery foot that I can attach to the legs and just like emphasize the frogginess of it all. So good. Now I've got a plan. Do you think I can finish designing in my green so that it's all one color? Probably not. Probably not. I should stick to the spirit of the challenge and move straight away to the scrap yarn, and that is what we will do. Hopefully I've got enough. This introduces an element of yarn chicken to the mix. It does. This yarn is absolutely unraveling as we go. That's really annoying. Is that too big of a flippery foot? Given that I wanted it like... It's okay for the back legs. The front legs, it might be a bit much. No, I think it's the right size. Sorry, Leigh. I'll send this off to you now. So it's piece number 5.
Complicated Knots has completed her penalty Franken pattern piece, which I will now need to crochet, cue transition. And here it is, piece number 5. Thankfully, having crocheted this now, I can still incorporate this into that idea I had before. It hasn't completely derailed the concept I have, but it is now my turn to crochet piece number 6, the final piece. But I must include my own penalty spin, which was to make legs, but I had to make at least 4 of them. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm thinking for this final piece, I don't want to do anything too complex. I just want to keep things super simple because we've really got enough pieces at this point. And also, I'm gonna sneak in a popcorn stitch because I don't think I've ever participated in a Franken pattern and not used a popcorn stitch. And I don't want to break that streak.
Okay, so I have the final piece. I just need to make it. And then the real challenge begins as we try to like piece all of the things together into just like one cohesive thing. Okay, so I'm making piece 6, but I'm gonna level with you guys. I don't really remember what a popcorn stitch is. So I'm just doing like a rough approximation. I feel like most bobbly, popcorny puff stitches are fairly interchangeable. I'm sure Leigh will forgive me. It's just, I can never remember what popcorn is specifically, but I feel like that's like, you know, close enough, right? Now, I will add that in the instructions it does say that I can make strands of these as long as I want to for my final piece. It also makes a note that Leigh has to make 4 of them because of her wheel spin, but I have to use scrap yarn, so that's my challenge. So there is, focus for me, Bob. There we go. So there is piece number 6. And with that, we have all of our pieces, and I just have to get that out of my face. And I now have to just try and like piece this together.
Yes, we've reached that magical point in the Franken pattern creation process where we've crocheted all of our pieces. Now we just need to figure out how they all come together. I had an idea in mind. I've had it since, I believe, around the creation of piece number 3. I think that's still viable. So I'm going to arrange my pieces into my idea, my critter that I'm thinking of, and I will walk you guys through it as I do so. So while I was tempted to try and make some sort of dragon, because I've made like a variation on a dragon in the overwhelming majority of our collaborations that we've done together, at least ones that involved Franken patterns to some degree. But in this case, I was thinking of going with some sort of whale / dolphin-esque creature, but put a little bit of a fantasy twist on it.
Now, frog became my goal after piece number 5, and I don't think piece number 6 is going to cause too many problems with that.
So I would use this. I cannot for the life of me remember what these pieces are off the top of my head. I know this was piece 1. This might have been piece number 3. I don't know. But my thinking was to place this piece here to represent like the flukes, and I would obviously make 2 of those and stick one on the other side.
I'll make 2 of these with like the feet attached to them. They're such good flippery feet.
Piece 1, as it is going to be too small, so I'm either going to use a thicker weight yarn or just double thread it to make this piece larger.
I have to work out which way I have to do my body piece. Unfortunately, I am the one who created this piece, so I have no one to blame but myself. But I now strongly dislike the tail, and I wish it wasn't there.
This piece, they are good flipper or fin shapes. It could also serve as a good dorsal fin, so I might potentially make 2, potentially 3 of those. I was considering using it for like the dolphin's beak. I think that's giving more parrot than dolphin, so that will go roughly there for now.
So piece number 2 I feel like is going to become like a mouth piece. So I feel like one of those will be like for the top, and then I'll have a second one underneath.
This piece I was going to use as a base for the eye, so I would put that there somewhere. Again, this will look much better, at least I hope, when the main piece is larger. My last piece that I made, which was my penalty piece, so I will have to make a minimum of 4 of these. I think they could serve as, again, some sort of racing stripe or something underneath. I'm not 100% sure with that one. We might have to workshop that a bit.
I have kind of a fun idea that I'd love to see if I can make it work. But yeah, you kind of see what I'm aiming for there, hopefully. Hopefully that makes some sense.
I'm pretty happy with that. So that is the goal that we're going to be aiming for. But in order to reach that goal, I will need to recrochet all of these pieces in their final form colours.
That's how much yarn I have left. No!
Leigh, I hope you appreciate my attempts to stick to the rules. That should be enough. That should do the trick just nicely. I just had to raid the tapestry box. Should be just enough. So I have all of my pieces and I have a plan. So now all I have to do is assemble. But you don't get to see that part just yet.
Hello.
Hello, how are we today?
We are good. Are you all done? Are you ready?
I am ready, I am good. I think I may have made a little mistake. I don't think it's a disqualification mistake, but it's still a mistake.
Okay.
But we can discuss.
Okay. All right, well, how about I go first then?
Yep.
Okay, so
All right, here we go.
I got it here.
This is always my favourite part of the Franks, just seeing what we've made.
I've been so excited to show you and then see yours and then just be like, okay, so there's piece 1 and there's piece 2 and there's piece... Oh, I'm sorry, I think
No, I didn't see anything.
All right, anyway, so here he is.
Oh my god, that is so cute! Oh, look at the little frog!
Yeah,
The little
he's got little
bullfrog!
feet.
Oh,
And
I
then
love
these
that.
pieces 1. Number 1 is the body.
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember what the pieces were.
I struggled with that too.
I think it's the eyelids. Yeah. Then piece number 3 was the chunky back legs. Piece number 4 was the front leg. Piece number 5 was the little tail bobbles. I think that was your final piece. Oh no,
Yeah.
no, sorry. The final 5 was the flippery feet for me, and then
No, because I
yours was
did
bobbly
the
tail.
final piece was piece number 6. Yeah, I'm remembering now. Oh, that is adorable.
He's so cute.
I love how we go in like almost completely opposite directions. So,
It's always so interesting to see. And I was so determined to turn him into a mammal this time, and I still just sort of ended up with a frog.
well, I was determined not to do a dragon, and I didn't do a dragon.
Okay.
Well, it might have some dragon-y features, but it's not a dragon. Okay, I want to stress that.
Okay,
So
not a
mine,
dragon.
mine was supposed to be like a fan. Oh, sorry, I'm going to do it here. A fantasy, like inspired whale, but it kind of turned out to be more of like a discount Pokemon.
It looks like a disco
So
dolphin.
where I think I might have gone wrong is my popcorn stitch legs, well, what was supposed to be legs, according to the penalty wheel, I used as like barnacles, and I didn't consider until after the fact that, oh shit, my penalty wheel was supposed to be legs. So I don't know if I get points deducted for that. I'd take that over disqualification.
Well, it's an alien
but
creature.
yeah,
Right. Sorry. I love the colours you've chosen.
it might be a little bit on brand.
Maybe just a scooch. It's definitely not a dragon.
No.
But, right, so yeah, I think that as it's an alien creature, who's to say that those things up its side aren't legs? You know, like each of those little bobbles?
This is true. I mean, I'm the creator. I could probably say that, but I will leave that up to you, to your discretion, so you can decide if I get points deducted or not.
Okay. Right, so what I want to know is, like, overall, how many pieces went into your... I want to call it a disco dolphin.
I like
Frank,
that, Disco
yeah.
Dolphin. That is now your name. That's a good question. So I got piece 1 as head and body, same as you. Then piece 2, what was piece 2?
The eyelids.
Piece 2, I think was this one. I think these ones, I used those as piece 2, as the flukes. Piece 3, I'm really struggling here. Piece 3 might
Piece
have
2 with the
been...
ruffles on the chest, maybe?
Maybe that was
Yeah.
piece 3. Yeah, so piece 3 was the belly Under Armour. Piece 4 might have been the flippers, or was that what I used for the eyes? I think that might have been piece 5. I used that as backing for the eyes.
I have no idea anymore.
I don't know.
It all just looks different.
But yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'm calling it a discount Pokemon, but I actually like Disco Dolphin better. So you are officially dubbed Disco Dolphin now.
It looks like a disco dolphin. So that brings us to the end of our first episode of Crafternoon Clash. We've been working on this for a really long time, so I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you enjoyed making some little Franks with us. Now, episode 2 is going to be a completely different challenge, and it is going to be over on Skein Spider tomorrow. So if you don't want to miss that, you should head on over there and subscribe and turn on the little notification bell now. And this is going to be the start of a little sort of mini-series. So there's going to be 8 episodes in total. There'll be 4 released weekly here on Complicated Knots on a Thursday, and 4 released weekly on Skein Spider every week on a Friday. A huge thank you to my patrons, of course. Without your support, I couldn't spend time making videos like this. And I will be posting the pattern notes for my little alien frog up there for you guys this week. But yeah, that's it for this week. Okay, bye.